How's it going, guys? So I know a lot of you guys are disappointed with current PT salaries. I know when I first got into PT school, that's when I first learned that a lot of PTs were taking jobs for 65, 75K. And I found that to be very disappointing with how hard I worked to get into PT school and how much work it took to graduate PT school. So today I'm going to teach you how to make $100,000 plus as a physical therapist and the 3 easiest avenues of getting there. And real quick, before we start, hit that like button below. It really helps this channel grow and it really helps me to continue to provide this content for you guys. So make sure to do that, as well to make sure to stay subscribed, because that way you can stay up to date with all the new cash pay PT content that I'm dropping for you guys. So first, we have to have a real conversation about why so many physical therapists are earning low salaries, what factors employers are looking at when determining a physical therapist's worth, and how to identify high income opportunities as a physical therapist. So first, let's talk about the 2 factors employers use when determining the salary of a physical therapist. And number 1, that's how much revenue is a physical therapist generating. And number 2, how easily replaceable is this physical therapist. So if a physical therapist is making 65 to 75K a year, probably means that they're not generating enough revenue, or they're too easily replaceable, or both. So if that's you, I'm sorry that I have to say that. I hope you don't get offended. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. The good news is, now that you know this, you can use this information to find the career that's actually going to pay you a good salary that you'll be happy with. In order to make over 100K per year, it's really a 2-factor equation. Step number 1, learn some high income skills. Figure out what areas of physical therapy people are willing to pay for and learn those skills and get really good at them. Number 2, figure out where there's an abundance of physical therapists and don't go there. Don't go to outpatient ortho insurance based. Or if there is an abundance of physical therapists, make sure your skill set is more valuable than theirs. If you can stack those skills that you learn in step 1 and you really leverage them to create a class of your own, you actually create scarcity. Because if you're such a good physical therapist that other people can't compare, then your service is in a class of its own and nobody else can compare, and that makes you more valuable. The number 1 easiest career path to make 100K or more as a physical therapist is through home health. It's really simple. Home health companies generate a ton of revenue, so they are able to pay their PTs more money. The only downside is a lot of home health companies, they're not that fun to work for. The job isn't extremely exciting, at least from people I've talked to. So that's the only downside. However, this is the simplest and easiest way to make $100,000. I'm not an expert in home health, but if you want to find an expert, it's Brandon Smith. So look up his channel on YouTube, or I can link it below. He's the expert on getting PTs 100K through work in home health jobs. The second way to make 100K or more as a physical therapist is through travel PT. So in travel PT, you're generating a lot of income for certain clinics on 3 to 6 month contracts, but where you really get your value is scarcity. So certain areas have a higher demand for physical therapists. So when the demand for physical therapists is higher than the supply, you're worth more. So certain clinics and hospitals will give you higher contracts, much higher than you would get if you were working full time, to meet that demand for a certain period of time. So if you want to make more than 100K and you don't want to do home health, then travel PT is a great option. The biggest downside is there's not a lot of stability in your job. You're kind of moving every 3 to 6 months, which could be a perk for some people, could be a downside for some other people. Also, you don't really know if your employers are going to be great, so you're probably going to get some good clinics that you go to, but you're probably going to also get a lot of bad clinics that you go to. So that's some pros and cons of travel PT. And I'm saving the best for last, and that's of course cash pay PT. This is the route that I took. So cash pay PT is awesome because it's very easy. It's very simple to make over 100K per year. You just have to be able to generate that amount of revenue. The good news is many cash pay clinics, they offer bonuses, they offer commissions based on your job performance and your revenue generation. So that gives you more financial upside depending on your job performance. One caveat is that cash pay PT is not for everyone. It's not for people who aren't willing to work hard, who aren't willing to constantly increase their knowledge, increase their skill set. And it's not for people who aren't willing to have difficult conversations. However, if you're a PT that loves to learn, who loves to treat, and you're not afraid of having difficult conversations, then cash pay PT is a great option. It's a very fulfilling career because you can treat the way you want, you can give your patients a high quality care, and you can make a lot of money in the process. So if you're interested in cash pay PT and you're willing to work hard, then I highly recommend it. And I have a bonus for you. If you're the type of physical therapist that wants to make 7 to 8 figures as a physical therapist, there's only one method of doing that, and that's by being a business owner. Doesn't matter what type of physical therapy business you own, you just have to be a business owner because that's where you have the most upside. If you're a physical therapist and you're looking to get started in cash pay PT, but you don't know where to get started, or if you're a physical therapist and you're started in cash pay PT, but you just don't know how to grow and scale, then fill out the coaching application below. I'll review it. If we're a good fit, we'll jump on a strategy call together, and then you'll leave that call with some actionable steps on how to start or grow your business. So fill that out right now, and let's get started on growing your business.